Okay, welcome. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you for all of your love, your support. Thank you for joining me today. Um, if you watch me on a regular basis, you know that I have a lot on my plate, and so therefore, I don't get to do the weekly readings or anything as much as I would like, and I'm kind of going through a transitional phase, and I'm thinking, wow, it's eclipse season. Like, and it's so magical this year because we have three eclipses. Usually you have two eclipses for the season. You have the solar eclipse, then you would have the lunar eclipse. But this year we have the solar, well, we just had the solar eclipse. Then we'll have the lunar eclipse on July the 27th, I believe. And then come August the 11th, we will have another solar eclipse. And I thought, we're in such powerful energy this year. Being a collective 11 year, 2018, 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 8 is 11. So 11 is the justice card. 11 is bringing in the balance. The 11 is making the hard decisions, making the hard commitments, making the hard choices, giving 110%, walking and talking with integrity, acting with integrity, being committed to yourself, your dreams, your goals, and your desires. And when we can do these things, when we can focus on that energy and move ourselves in that direction, magical, beautiful successes that you can't even imagine can come out of this kind of energy. So this year has been a very magical year. We have other transits still coming in the mix for the year of magic entering our lives, these moments of magic. So, and a couple of things I've noticed about the energy. One is that the numerology for the day for July the 12th was a 3. And then I think for the lunar eclipse, it's a 9. So that, and nines are all about endings and completions. And then the new solar eclipse in August, forget the fact that it's on the 11th and we're in the 11 years, so it's a double 11 energy for us. But it also boils down to a 3 again. And the 3 is the Empress. So it is all about our new beginnings, our new starts, the birthing of an idea, a plan, a goal, a dream, a desire. Now, also the solar eclipse in August, the numerology is actually a 30, and you rarely get a 30 number or 30 energy for a daily. So the 30 energy alone, even the worst kind of things are beautiful, are magical, are wonderful. There's success sprinkled everywhere in your lives. It's a time to celebrate. It's a time to rejoice. It's a time to say, I've got this. It's a time to plant those new seeds and to grow forward. Tapping yourself into your creativity with the 30 energy, tapping yourself into the creativity, your self-expression will just take you to the next level. So it's really about being true with yourself, to yourself. So I thought I would do each of the signs, and I just kind of wanted to kind of give that front for everybody, so that when I do the eclipse season videos for you individually, now the sun, the moon, and the ascendant, you should be checking all three. Okay. The sun is your outward, your deepest goals in life, what's important to you, how people view you, how you want people to view you, your goals, your dreams, your desires, your outward world. The moon is your emotion. How do you express yourself? How do you respond to things emotionally? And where can you grow emotionally? Where can you strengthen yourself emotionally? And then the ascendant is relationships, partnerships. So you want to know all of that when you are looking at these eclipses, and you need to view them individually, yes, but you also need to view them as a collective energy because they're building up upon each other. So a solar eclipse is a time of new beginnings, new chapters, new starts, new visions of your tomorrows, planting the seeds. So that's a new moon. A full moon, and the energy will last up to 4 weeks. A full moon is a time for completion, endings, healing, seeing where we are, seeing where we want the new beginnings and what has held us back. And that energy will last up to 4 weeks. So, but a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse will last up to 6 months. Now, I think the Leo energy kind of supersedes the Cancer energy to some degree, because it is the final eclipse going forward before we hit the fall. So we have to look at all 3 areas and how we can walk towards our new beginnings, our new starts, our goals, our dreams, our desires, growing relationships deeper, traveling, education, groups and friends, our service to others, our destiny perhaps. What type of healing or closure do we need in our life? What kind of completion do we need? Learning more about ourselves. And I think the Cancer eclipse was a lot about learning a little bit about ourselves, knowing that we don't need to control everything. It was the sun and the moon opposing Pluto during this. So Pluto is the one that, Pluto, you have to ask yourself, how can I grow? How can I grow through deepening my own self-knowledge? Seeing where I react, seeing where I try and control, seeing where I might have a goal in mind, but it's not for the highest good. It has an underlying of manipulation or wanting to keep things the same, or stubborn, or jealousy might be driving my goal. Wanting to show off, wanting to let my ego shine instead of my heart shine. So where does that happen in my life? And I think throughout the course of the next 4 weeks, we'll be given glimpses of, now, why are you in the situation? And what is it trying to teach you about yourself? We come to the lunar eclipse. And that is more about groups and friends and social causes, humanitarian ideas, global awareness, and yes, ideas in general, inventive imagination, creativity. I think Mars is very close, if not exact, with this full moon. And so it's in retrograde. I would have to think that we are looking at how to go forward, of breaking through the wall, of knocking the wall down, so kind of watch your anger, back it up, think it out, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to do. Don't let that knee-jerk reaction come through. Mars is always wanting to go forward. Mars is our warrior. And Pluto, Pluto was the Cancer. That's our inner warrior being awoken with Pluto retrograde. Mars retrograde, we are walking back over some of our steps, some of our actions, or lack of action. And so we need to analyze what didn't allow a closure in my life, what didn't allow an ending in my life. Where am I fighting that healing that could come into my life and open up new doors and new ways of looking at things, new perceptions. And then we have the Leo. solar eclipse. And we have that 11-11 energy. We've got that 30 energy. We've got the 3 energy of the Empress. Leo is our play. Leo is our romance. Leo is, getting up on that soapbox and saying, this is who I am and I love me for it. This is tapping into your creativity, sharing yourself through self-expression, creativity, recreation. But it's very much a me kind of energy. So throughout this solar eclipse to lunar eclipse and then back to the solar eclipse, and I failed to mention that Cancer, it was in our 4th house, right? That's family and home and heritage and foundations. So we'll probably be looking over the next couple of weeks, especially a little bit more towards our immediate home life, our family, our close friends, our allies, our close allies that we trust, that we lean on for support, that give us support, that give us encouragement. Our tribes, our clans, our foundations. And then it moves into more of a collective energy of groups of people, our humanitarianism, our social causes, our global awareness, and yes, our creativity and how we can use our creativity, our inventiveness in order to not only touch our life, our close family lives, but the collective. And then we move into Leo, which is that me center, that I am. That's the sun. It's ruled by the sun. Once again, what's our deepest goals? What's our deepest dreams? And how do we go forward? And we spent time contemplating home, family, foundations, groups, friends, global. And then we finally get to planting our seeds, which is our goals, our dreams, what we want in our life. So I'm going to do a reading for each of you, and stay tuned because it should, if I figure out how to edit properly, it should be coming on now. But in case I mess up, remember, I do love you. Welcome, Pisces. It's eclipse season. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And thank you truly for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy that you send my way each and every day. We are in eclipse season, and oh, look at who comes out here. The Empress flips right over. And she's telling you new beginnings, fertility, growing your dreams, planting those seeds and growing your dreams, your desires. Stepping into new possibilities. Now, we start out with, so we're in this energy right now, probably if you're watching it very shortly after I put it out. You're in the energy of fun and play and romance and creation and recreation. And yes, your creativity, what you can do, of who you can become, of what you want to step into. And then we move over for the lunar eclipse. It'll be in your 12th house. So it's very much about releasing and letting go. And that's beautiful because it is in your 12th house. It is a 9 energy. And then the Leo is at 18 degrees. So the Leo solar eclipse that follows is also a 9 energy is mingled in there. So it's what do we need to let go of that has prevented us from, I don't know, settling for second best, for not pursuing your dreams, your joys, your creativity, what you want to grow, what you want to step into. And so I think there'll be a lot of releasing throughout these solar and lunar eclipses until we hit the Leo eclipse for you. Because that's when you're going to say, this is best for me. This relieves me of stress. This moves me forward. This makes me feel revitalized, youthful in my step. So there's a bounce in your step. It's a new take on life. It's a new you. So you could be getting rid of habits. You could be getting rid of behaviors that have weighed you down. Maybe it's situations, environments, people. Just really step into a new beginning, a new start. We have the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles says, okay, well, we're not really ready to go forward yet, so don't be rushing. Don't be trying to get it all done in a day and beat yourself up when you're not getting there fast enough because you're not supposed to. We want to watch our every step right now. We want to have a sure step. Look at that gown we're wearing. My goodness, thank goodness it's brown because it's grounding us, because if we try and move too quickly, we will trip and fall and put ourselves behind. We know that we have walked through the fires of the chaos or the sorrow, the experiences to get to now. And so even though we see this beautiful garden in front of us that we are, because you should be seeing some kind of light at the end of the tunnel, where you want to go, who you want to become, knowing that you can step into a liberated you, but a stronger you. It could be confidence, but it's confidence because of the way you hold yourself, the way you take care of yourself, the way that you are finding joy and happiness in your life. Because right now is the time when you want to start looking at the things that make you playful, that make you experience life. Fall in love with the mundane. See the beauty in everything. Look for it. It's going to turn your world magical for you. Don't be in a rush. Don't be in a rush right now. See everything around you as being magical in some way. Like when the thing that amazes me is like birds, okay? So they fly from a certain place to a certain place. They somehow know how to build a nest. They somehow know how to feed their babies. They somehow know when it's time to start teaching them to fly. They know where to meet up, when to meet up, and where to go. Now, how do they know that? What a magical world we live in. So birds are very connected to their intuition. And most animals are. And we get disconnected in our lives. So it's time to reconnect with the magic that's around you. We have the Wheel of the Year. The Wheel of the Year is telling you that you are changing seasons, that you are moving forward, that you are ready to start the new chapter, or add more details to the story, or maybe clean house of the story and start anew. Work, career. Well, we have the Six of Wands, and we have the Star. Well, the Six of Wands is celebrating you, your successes, your journey thus far, what you've accomplished, what you can do, your talents, your abilities. It's about celebrating who you are and what you bring to the table. Absolutely. And the Star card is making the impossible possible, really tapping into your heart center of what you want to create in your life going forward. And not to rest on your laurels, to not say, I've made it to this point and I'm good. To reach higher, farther, longer. to know that you are starting it, and it could be a new chapter. I think these new beginnings are somehow in a melting pot of the steps that you've taken to get here. But it really comes from, well, the magic that surrounds you and knowing the magic within you. Your beauty, your talents, your abilities, your strength. So what are your greatest goals and dreams and desires when it comes to work and career? It might not be work and career for you. If I were to meet you at a party, would you tell me about work and career? Most of you would. But some of you would tell me about your participation within the community, or your family, or where you live, or your spirituality, or your health. What defines you? And what are the goals that you are setting for yourself? Because you can truly make the impossible possible. If you look back upon the successes you've had and know that you are deserving and worthy, knowing that there is a magic around you and in you. For relationships, we have Temperance, oh my, and the Page of Pentacles. Well, this is talking about simplifying. Simplifying in order to really step into the love, the passion, the beauty in your life. This is like getting rid of all the clutter. Now, if we're having a hard time in a relationship right now, it's about getting rid of all the clutter. Because when we first meet each other, oh my goodness, we can't do enough for them. We can rearrange our whole schedule, our priority list to accommodate them. We can't wait to say, of course I can do that. Of course I can do that. Let me get that for you. Let me help. Let me be a part of you. And then 5 years later, it's like, you want me to take out the garbage? Like, when did I become the servant here? I don't think so. Not tonight. Your turn. I did it last week. We forget the magic of the relationship. And so this talks really about finding the abundance within the relationships, setting new paths for abundance of love, support within the relationships. And it's by taking away all the extras and all the little parts of the relationship. You know, when they first do that cute little thing, you love it, and then 5 years later, it's not so amusing anymore. It gets on your nerves. So talk about it. Get it out in the open and let it pass. Let it heal. Don't keep carrying around the baggage of yesterday. Think of the new beginnings, the blossoms in the tree. Now, when I talk about love and relationships, I'm not just talking about a lover or a soulmate, or it could be a child. It could be, you know, who do you love? It could be a best friend. It could be somebody in the workplace or the community, or a parent or a sibling. And where has that relationship kind of gotten cluttered in your life in some way? Cluttered with maybe the emotion, the demands, the expectations, the obligations, the responsibilities. Where did it get cluttered? And how do we start to declutter that? Now remember, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So we're not saying, well, you know, I always do this. And well, if you've been happy with it, that's great. But it's the carrying around of old wounds, of old hurts, that really is limiting you in passion and support and respect within the relationships. And you could be feeling that from them, or you could be handing it out to them. And finding or redefining the balance within the relationship and seeing how you can co-create together, how you can grow that relationship deeper and stronger and more beautiful. For our spirituality, for the Four of Cups, look around and see what you are grateful for now, in the present. And it might be people. It may be those cards are saying, you know, we've put too much emphasis on other things and we have to get back to our emotions, our connection to each other. Through meditation, through prayer, through reflection, think about the things that you have to be grateful for in your life. Your talents, your abilities, you, the people that surround you, the things that surround you, your environment, perhaps. Don't think of your dreams and goals as something that should have already been obtained, but rather that you are on the journey to obtain. That it's okay that they're not in your life right now because you have this or that. Journal it. Health and well-being is the Two of Swords. I've really been getting the health and well-being more as a stress thing for most of you, and right away it was the stresses. We need to get rid of those stresses. We need to make some commitments to ourselves, some decisions about what is right in our life, about what we want to surround ourselves with, of who we want to become. And you're not going to find those answers from outside of you. You're going to find them within. That is why we're blindfolded. Look at the moon. It's almost like it is right now up in the sky when I'm doing this. So it's about thinking through what you truly want your life to look like, or what you want yourself to look like. It could be you want to lose some weight. So make that commitment. Make that determination that you are going to stick with it. But do you want to lose 10 pounds because of the way people look at you? Or do you want to lose 10 pounds because you know you would feel better? And get rid of the stresses in your life. What is stressing you out? What is holding you back? What is weighing you down in time and energy and resources? And what decisions do you have to make? What commitments do you have to make to yourself in order to eliminate or dissipate or lessen those stresses in your life? And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.